Shri Tripura Rahasyam MahatmyaKhandam, Chapter 56. Hearing that wonderful account, the divine architect Vishwakarma, who was eager to listen again, inquired thus, O Lord, how many Shaktis did Devi Tripuramba create? What are their forms and work? Which is their abode? How many Shaktis did Mahatripura Sundari create, and what are their forms? How and where is the abode of these Shaktis, which is said to be a replica of the universe, which was created by Devi Tripuramba? I am interested in listening. Please narrate all this to me. Thus inquired by Vishwakarma, the pleased Brahma said thus, O Vishwakarma, listen with patience to this great secret. To start with, Devi Tripura created Mahatripura Sundari, who in turn created 9 Shaktis and ordered them to create a host of Shaktis. They asked Mahatripura Sundari thus, how did we create other Shaktis mentioned by you? Hearing them, Devi Mahatripura Sundari said again thus, by your self power you create, do not delay. Saying thus, she created 10 Shaktis with red complexion. These Shaktis were wielding a noose, a lotus, and a gourd, and decorated with the digit of the moon on their dresses. They are Anima, Laghima, Mahima, Ishitvika, Vashitva, Prakamya, Bhukti, Icha, Prapti, Sarvakama Siddhi. Then the 9 Shaktis asked their mother thus, give us names. Later we will create Shaktis. Hearing them, Mahatripura Sundari said, because you are born out of Yoga Shakti, you will be called as Yoginis. Then Mahatripura Sundari bowed and requested Shri Tripureshi thus, O mother, please quickly provide a place to these Shaktis. Thus requested, the Supreme Devi created a good place. It has a square platform, 2 yojanas high and 200 yojanas wide. On that, in the 4 directions, after a free space of 4 yojanas, are 4 beautiful gates. Connected with it, within, there is a beautiful space 20 yojanas wide and 6 yojanas long, having another square platform 2 yojanas high. Further within, there is the third platform 2 yojanas wide and 1 yojana high. Thus, there are 3 platforms. Further inside these, there is the space 16 yojanas wide and 1 yojana high in the form of 16 petals. Further inside, in a place 20 yojanas wide, there is a beautiful 8 petaled space 1 yojana high. Further inside, there is a 12 yojana wide land with 14 triangles 1 yojana high. Next, inside, in a 12 yojana space, is the 10 triangled platform 1 yojana high. Further inside, in a 11 yojana land, is another 10 triangled platform 1 yojana high, as bright as the previous 10 triangles. Further inside, in a land of 10 yojanas, is the 8 triangled beautiful platform 1 yojana high. Further inside is a triangular platform 6 yojanas wide and 1 yojana high. Above this is the circular land 1 yojana high and 1 yojana wide. Creating thus the space for all Shaktis, the Supreme Devi stays in the circular space called Bindu Bhumi. She is seated shining on the lap of Kameshwara on the throne made up of 5 Brahmas, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Ishana and Sadashiva. The 16 Shaktis created from her own body are serially located around the triangular land below the Bindu. These Shaktis, representing the digits of the moon, are the ruling deities of the days in a fortnight and are called Nityas. I will mention their names to you. The first one is Kameshwari, the second Bhagamalini, then Nitya Klinna, Bherunda, Vanhivasini, Mahavidyeshwari, Mahavajreshwari according to Lalitopakyana, Shivaduti, Tvarita, Kulasundari, Nitya, Neelapataka, Vijaya, Sarvamangala, Jwala Mala and Chitra. They are located on the left, right and back sides of the triangle in groups of 5 on each of the sides. The Supreme Devi Rajarajeshwari is herself the 17th Nitya. The 16th one is Mahanitya, who was the firstborn, has attained union with the 17th by virtue of her penance and powers. Mahatripura Sundari, who came first, has been absorbed into the Vindu and located there. The 9 Shaktis created by her earlier are individually named as Prakata, Gupta, Guptatara, Sampradaya, Kulottirna, Nigarbha, Rahasya, Atirahasya and Parapara Rahasya Yoginis. They are individually located at the square 16 petaled, 8 petaled, 14 triangled, 2 10 triangled, 8 triangled, single triangled and Bindu enclosures of Sricakra. Then the Yoginis by name Prakata located the 10 Shaktis created by her in the lowest square. Again she created 8 Shaktis, Brahmi and others who represent the groups of alphabets and located them in the second platform of the square enclosure. Then the Prakata Nitya created another 10 Shaktis known as Mudra deities and located them in the third platform of the square enclosure. Then the Nitya by name Gupta, seeing the 16 petaled enclosure, created 16 Shaktis. Then the Nityas called Guptatara, Sampradaya, Kulottirna, Nigarbha separately created wonderful Shaktis corresponding to their enclosures. The Rahasya Nitya created 7 Shaktis and the Ati Rahasya Nitya created 1 Shakti. Anima and other Shaktis also separately created from their power hundreds of Shaktis who were identical with them in form, dress and weapons. Mahatripura Sundari, who is the controller of the Bindu, was asked by the primordial Devi Rajarajeshwari to give names to the Shaktis. According to their portfolio, Mahatripura Sundari gave them names individually. The 10 Shaktis of the third platform in the square enclosure are the embodiments of the mudras, seals or locks, envisaged with that knowledge. They are termed so because they bring happiness, mudam, to the Devi. By generating happiness in beings, they bring about agitation, kshobhanam, repulsion, dravanam, attraction, akarshanam, control, vash, passion, unmadanam, seeds, bijang, sprouts, ankur, movement in space, khecher, trisection, trikhanda, and genetic cognizance. Yonyatma bhava. These powerful mudras are well known as Samkshobhini, Vidravini, Akarshini, Vashankari, Unmadini, Mahankusha, Trikhanda, Khechari, Bija, and Yoni, and are situated in the directions and angles of the third platform of the square enclosure of Sricakra. In the second platform, among the three in the square enclosure deities, Brahmi, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Varahi, Mahendri, Chamunda, and Mahalakshmi reside, and they are similar to Brahma, and others in their forms, weapons, ornaments, and dress. The Mudra Shaktis are red in complexion, wielding the noose, mudra, and goad. The goad is red in color, and they are all wearing ornaments made of rubies. Then the Shaktis created by the Gupta Yogini who fulfill the wants of the devotees, beginning with Kamakarshini or Buddhyakarshini, Ahankarakarshini, Shabdakarshini, Sparshakarshini, Rupakarshini, Rasakarshini, Gandhakarshini, Chittakarshini, Dhairyakarshini, Smrityakarshini, Namakarshini, Bijakarshini, Atmakarshini, Amritakarshini, and Sharirakarshini. They dwell in the 16 petaled enclosure starting from the front one in one anti-clockwise direction. They are white in hue, wearing white garments, and young, wielding the noose, nectar pot, goad, and the boon sign. The Shaktis Ananga Kusuma, Ananga Mekhala, Ananga Madana, Ananga Madanatura, Ananga Rekha, Ananga Vegini, Anangankusha, and Ananga Malini, who are created by the Guptatara Yogini, reside in the 8 petaled enclosure in the east, south, west, north, southeast, southwest, northwest, and northeast directions respectively. They are robed in red and wield the noose, blue lily, liquor vessel, and goad in their hands. The Shaktis Samkshobhini, Vidravini, Akarshini, Alladini, Sammohini, Stambhini, Jrimbhini, Vashankari, Ranjini, Unmadini, Arthasadhini, Sampatti Purani, Mantramayi, and Dvanda Kshayankari. Created by the Sampradaya Yogini, are situated in the 14 triangled enclosure in an anti-clockwise way starting from the front triangle. Dressed in red, they wield the noose, the nectar pot, the mirror, and the goad in their 4 hands. The Shaktis Siddhiprada, Sampatprada, Priyankari, Mangalakarini, Kamaprada, Dukkha Vimochini, Mrityu Prashamani, Vigna Nivarini, Sarvanga Sundari, and Saubhagya Daini reside in the outer 10 triangles in the same way described before. They wield the noose, the jewel box, the goad in their 4 hands, and dressed in pure silk garments and jewels. These Shaktis are called Kulattirnas and display youthful charm. The Shaktis Sarvagna, the Shaktis Sarvagnya, Sarvashakti, Aishwarya Prada, Jnanamayi, Vyadhi Vinashini, Adhara Swarupa, Papahara, Anandamayi, Raksha Swarupini, and Ipsita Prada reside in the inner 10 triangles in the same way as said before. They are robed in red and wield the noose, the sign of boon, the sign of knowledge, and the chisel in their hands. These young and sparkling Shaktis are known as Nigarbhas. The Shaktis Vashini, Modini, Vimala, Aruna, Jaini, Sarveshwari, and Kaulini, created by Rahasya Yogini, are situated in the 8 triangles as said before. They are red in complexion and shining in red ornaments and holding the bow, the sign of boon, the book, and arrow. The one Shakti created by Atirahasya Yogini stays in the southern triangle. In this way, the Shaktis had been created by the primary Shaktis in the Sricakra. End of the 56th chapter of the MahatmyaKhandam of Sri Tripura Rahasyam. Chapter 57. Hearing Brahma, Vishwakarma again inquired with devotion thus: O Brahma, I heard from you about the group of Shaktis in the Sricakra. Let me know how they got their names. How is it that there is no congregation of Shaktis in the 8 triangled enclosure and in the single triangle? With whom did the 16th Mahanitya merge? Please clarify this to me. Brahma, who was pleased with Vishwakarma, who inquired of him, answered thus: O Vishwakarma, listen to the highest secret which is kept concealed. Devi Tripureshwari created 16 Nityas. Mahatripura Sundari created other Shaktis and named them individually according to their action. This moving and non-moving universe is the sport of the Supreme Great Devi Tripura. By partially manifesting in Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, she is managing the activities of this dynamic world. She, the mother, who is merely consciousness and the indivisible unique essence of the universe, becomes many by virtue of her freedom. Just like sun, the jewel of the sky, who is a single mass of 1,000 rays, appears variously, or just like the single sea appears as waves, tides and foam, or just like a single mirror shows thousands of images. She, the transcendental one, appears differentiated as well as unique. Anima and other Shaktis are the partial manifestations of the Devi Tripura, who assumes a gross form by virtue of her freedom. The names of the different Shaktis are according to their actions. The Shaktis thus born deluded by the great Devi started competing with one another as low and high in their positions. Seeing the disgraceful quarrel among the Shaktis, Mahatripura Sundari, directed by the great Devi, said thus: O Shaktis, now all of you listen to me. There is no place in the vicinity of the Devi to those having jealousy and anger. You have to acquire your status through the power of penance. There is no other means. Saying thus, she herself started first doing an astonishing penance. Seeing Mahatripura Sundari engrossed in penance, all the other Shaktis did penance with controlled minds. A long period passed while the Shaktis were engaged in penance. Then the pleased great Devi addressed them: O my children, I am pleased with your penance. I will allot your deserving place. Saying thus, the great Devi made Mahatripura Sundari in charge of the entire Sricakra. Then the Nityas were located in the triangle, 5 on each side, though the 16th Nitya was given a prominent place in the front. She considered that as not befitting and again started a great arduous penance. Similarly, Kameshwari and Bhagamalini, also considering their allotment as insufficient, started doing a great penance. When all the Shaktis were engaged in penance, Devi Rajarajeshwari, seeing herself alone, felt it not right. Catching her intention, Mahatripura Sundari dislodged 10 Shaktis from her limbs and weapons. The Shaktis thus produced asked Mahatripura Sundari for a place to stay. She told them to find it through penance. Thus advised, the Shaktis did penance along with the previous Shaktis. Again, seeing herself alone, she cast her glances around, by which 4 Shaktis were created. They were golden colored, holding a lotus, and dressed and decorated with white jewels. Seeing the entire group of Shaktis doing penance, they also, O Vishwakarma, decided to join them. Again, by seeing around, another 4 Shaktis came out wielding the noose, sign of protection, sign of boon, and the god, all red in color and decoration, who, seeing their predecessors, took to penance. Again were created 4 Shaktis wielding the noose, the book, the beads, and the god, all red in color and decoration. Another 4 were again created, who were crystal clear colored, wielding the noose, sign of protection, sign of boon, and the god, who also started penance. Again, another 4 Shaktis, red colored and decorated, were created. The Devi Tripura saw all of them engaged in penance. Seeing the mature penance of the 16th Nitya, Devi Tripureshwari asked her to seek a boon, and she asked for merger with Devi Tripureshwari, since all other states are ephemeral. Thus, the 16th Nitya got united with the transcendental Devi. Along 4 Shaktis born in 5 groups from her body, she herself joined each group as the 5th one and stayed happily. Hence, they got the name as Panchakas. In the first group, she is called Ratneshwari. In the next, Kamaduk, then Kalpalateshi, then Kosheshwari, and finally Lakshmishwari. For each of the Ratna, Kamadugha, Kalpalata, Kosha, and Lakshmi groups, Devi gave 1,000 subordinate Shaktis. O Vishwakarma, understand this. These 25,000 attendants separately serve their lords. 5,000 of them belong to the primordial Devi. Siddha Lakshmi, Raja Matangini, Bhuvaneshani, and Varahi are the Ratneshwaris. Sudha Pitheshwari, Sudhasuh, Amriteshani, and Annaprapurini are the Kamadughas. Panchakama, Parijateshwari, Kumari, and Panchavaneshwari are the Kalpalatas. Paranjyotihi, Nishkala Shambhavi, Ajapa and Matrika are the Kosheshwaris. Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, Trishakti, Samrajya Lakshmi are the Lakshmishwaris. These are the Panchaka goddesses. Thus, the Devi, pleased by the penance of the Panchaka deities, gave them in an order placed near the Vindu Chakra. To Matangi and Varahi, who did special penance in the northeast direction, the Devi gave immense wealth. Matangi was made the minister to take care of the administration of the worlds. Varahi was made the chief of the army to punish the wicked. Then, after a lapse of time, the Devi Tripura, pleased by the services of these two deities, gave them place in the golden fort and the emerald fort respectively. Similarly, specially pleased by the penance of Kameshwari, Vajreshi and Bhagamalini, the Devi provided them place in the front and on either sides of the back of the triangle and called them Samaya deities who control the concept of time. The Shakti created by the Rahasyatara Yogini Rahasyatara Yogini got a place and power by virtue of her great penance in the diamond fort and stayed in the place by the river Vajra, and being in charge of the diamonds she got the name as Vajreshwari. Kameshwari, Vajreshwari and Bhagamalini deities, because of their great penance, obtained positions in the three angles of the triangle. Kameshwari, by her penance, secured the second place in the 8 triangled enclosure. The other Shaktis were also located in suitable places by Mahatripura Sundari. After thus dividing and locating the Shaktis in the 9 chakras, Mahatripura Sundari assumed 9 forms, each presiding over one chakra. The 9 forms are Tripura, Tripureshi, Tripura Sundari, Tripura Vasini, Tripura Shrehi, Tripura Malini, Tripura Siddha, Tripurambika, and the ninth herself, Mahatripura Sundari. These 9 Shaktis are situated in front of their enclosures, all facing the Devi Rajarajeshwari. Then Brahma and others saw the Sricakra surrounded by the group of Shaktis and, thinking that it was not proper, requested Kamesha. Thus, O Lord Kamesha, please create from your power your retinue, because only Shaktis will mean an imbalance. Then Kameshwara, from his power and the power of Kameshwari, created 4 forms named Mitresa, Shashtisha, Uddisha, and Charyanatha, wielding the book, sign of protection, sign of boon, and sign of knowledge in their hands. Crystal clear hued, dressed in white garments, with 3 eyes, seated in a lotus posture along with their consorts, red in color and having a pleasing face and look, making them as the preachers of the Shakti mantras. Kameshwara asked them to create other teachers of the Sri Vidya. Then Mitresa created the Divyas, Shashtisha created the Siddhas, Uddisha created the Manavas with 7, 4 and 8 members in each group respectively. The fourth one, viz. Charyanatha, created 9 effulgent Nathas, who are the teachers of all knowledge and who are the embodiments of time. The group of gurus thus created performed penance and secured places behind the location of Tvarita Nitya. There, in three different rows, the abodes of Divya, Siddha, and Manava gurus were located. A person who propitiates through Purnabhisheka, the great Devi Tripura, according to the ordained procedure, will secure a place in the above abode. Later instructed by the Gurus, he will reach the highest abode of the Devi. Thus I have narrated to you the great and highest secret about which you asked me. End of the 57th chapter of the Mahatmya Khandam of Sri Tripura Rahasyam.